What's cracking, everybody? It's the people's champ, you know what I'm saying? Garage buffing. So what we about to do today, we about to do some shoulders. I know y'all probably like, damn, man, why we never see you do legs? You know, we always just see you do chest, shoulders, back, and all that. And the reason is because when I do legs, leg videos get absolutely no views whatsoever. Nobody care to watch them. So when I train legs, I'm training legs 3 times a week, all film, never recording them. I'm doing legs 3 times a week. So that's why I don't put them on here, because I don't want to be putting stuff on the channel that nobody care to look at, you know, so care to view. So today we starting off, this is a squat. This is a squat, normal arm squat, something like a support. It's kind of like doing a regular with the bar, but you know, like the bar pad or whatever, however the case may be, to where it's stabilized by a machine, but it's kind of like this free weight, kind of. So what we're gonna do with that is we're gonna do stand-up shoulder press, close grip. Now that's just the target to put the mask on. So we about to get cracking, get to it. Let's get to it, okay? I'm rocking my Big Mac truck weight belt, you know, custom belt from what's that, Cordillo? Jay Cutler got it for me for turning pro, IFBB pro bodybuilder. Now, I know a lot of you guys are saying, oh, Mac Truck, how is he a bodybuilder? How is he a pro and he's so small? Until you see me in person, you would never, ever appreciate the hard work that I put into this sport. Anywho, let's get to it. All right, as a warm up, so we're gonna start going a little bit heavy now. We started off this journey going with light movements. We're gonna start going with some heavy compound movements now as we progress with what's going on. You feel me? All right, we about to add up, put another plate on it, moving up, moving up, moving up. Love that sound, don't you? It's real iron, baby. Put the clamps on. The old man liked to use his clamps. I don't really use them. He got me some clamps and I was like, I don't use them. So, gotta respect the gym. Put the clamps on. They actually work though. All right. We're gonna bang out 4 sets of that. Then we're gonna move along to some seated military press on a stationary machine. You feel me? Look at all this silver in my face. Damn. No, it's not online yet. Still waiting for the world to open back up so I could go down to the factories, get my supplies that I need, so we could go ahead and border the hats, do the embroidery, and some more print work. That's a little more, Set 3. A little more, and let's get to it. Everybody, I advise y'all, start looking at life with a clear lens. Stop looking at this shit with all through these smoke and mirrors, believing all this hype, believing what everybody's feeding you. As we see right now, Everything that was in the dark has came to the light. Our country is ran like shit. People's in it is shit. Shit. Hell, I ain't shit now, for real. Anyway, I'm just starting. Let's get to it. Whew. One more set of that. I'm not for to film the fourth one. I'm gonna go set up in another area when I'm done with my fourth set, and then we're gonna get cracking. Right, so we about to start off now with some seated shoulder press on the stationary machine, going out wide. Ready? It's gonna be a real squeaky situation. I hope you're ready. Woo! Need to figure out where to spray some WD-40 on this thing right here. Sheesh. So, what we're gonna do? We're gonna do 3-4 sets on that, and we're gonna move along to the next one. You feel me? We're going in again. I know y'all gonna probably be like, Mac, why you ain't putting no music over it? We in the garage, man. We in the garage doing our thing. Fuck all that shit. You know what I'm saying? You think I got music going right now? Hell no. Man, we working, you know what I'm saying? It's hot out here. They say the heat killed the coronavirus and all that shit. It's been hot for over a week now. This motherfucker should be dead by now, you feel me? Anywho, need to speed up the process. Ready to sell my goddamn house, since I already put all that money into it, so I could get all my hundreds of thousands of dollars and go purchase some more fly shit, you feel me? Anywho, we're gonna do another set of this, then we're gonna move to the next thing. I'm not finna film this next set. I'm about to just get mine in. Stay tuned to the next move. So we just did 2 shoulder press. We did stand-up shoulder press. We did seated shoulder press. What that did was give you the overall thickness, fullness of the shoulders. So now we about to switch and do some rear. And going to the rear, I want to start off with some cables. With the cables, and we're gonna pull them back. So we're gonna be going with this. This first angle I'm gonna show you from the rear, and then I'm gonna show you another angle from the side. So be patient. Now what that's targeting rear delts and lower trapezies. Now I know a lot of y'all like, Mac, how you get your traps big? And I tell you, I don't train traps, but I will throw some trap movements in for y'all today, just for those of you who have absolutely no traps whatsoever on how y'all can build them. Anywho, let's get started. Now that's doing the rear delts. We're getting the rear. So about to change the angle up so y'all can see it from a side view on how far to decline down. All right. We at the new angle. Placing my feet in position. We going back. You bringing it back to the upper chest. You ain't gotta touch it. Fully stretch out. Set number 2. I'm about to add some more weight. We're going right into it once I add the weight. Just a few seconds break in between. Going right back into it. Now you can also feel that in your lats as well, but as long as you keep your elbows up right here, you be hitting rear delts. The minute you drop the elbows, you're getting all lats. So you gotta be careful when you're doing these. All right, we're gonna add a little more weight. What was that, our third set? About to finish off with a fourth one. About to add a little more weight. Ooh. All right. We're about to go into some side laterals now. We get this side cap. All right, about to go with these side laterals. Before the video ends, I'd like to thank all you guys and women out there that's subscribing to my channel. I think we had like, what, 51,000 already and still climbing. Loyal supporters. I'd like to thank each and every last one of y'all because, you know, like I say, without y'all it's not possible. I'll just be uploading. I have close to 600 videos I upload. You guys feel free to go hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos down. I guarantee you guys will still be motivated and interested in what I was doing when I first started. Y'all will see that I've been consistent, been staying the same person that I am, no gimmicks, none of that stuff. Y'all will also see that I ain't ever been the one to force you guys to purchase anything. I always just been the go with the flow, hustling type of grinder. So anywho, let's go side raises. Now with the side raises, we don't gotta come all the way up, because just because you coming all the way up don't mean that you about to gain any more dimensions on your muscles or they gonna get even better pump. We keep a natural bend in our arm on the come up. It's a natural bend. So you ain't gotta go like this, locking elbows. You know, you ain't gotta try to keep them in front of you like here. So it's clearly is this. So you can keep it on the side and you bring the dumbbells right back to the front of you. You ain't gotta put them on the side of you and go. You can actually do that, whichever is more comfortable for your shoulders if you have shoulder issues. And if you have shoulder issues, it's best to bring them up front and rock back with them with a slight rock to give you like a springing motion to release a lot of the tension off of the shoulder joint. And always go with a lighter weight when you have an injury. You can still train with an injury. You just have to train light and rest, ice, heat, rest, ice, heat, stretch, and train light. You can still train with an injury. Trust me, I trained with plenty of small injuries I just learned to work around them, and I still train that actual muscle group. So anyway, that's enough talking. So I'm gonna show you from the side so you can see that rock and spring motion I told you to do if you have shoulder injuries. All right, that's one set. We take when you train it by yourself, anywhere between 15 to 45 seconds of rest, depending on which muscle group you train in. Normally when you do legs and back, you want to take a little bit longer break in between before you start your next set. So with shoulders, it's kind of like a high intensity thing for shoulders and arms. So you're only gonna spend like your 15 seconds in between each one of them for shoulders and arms. So, and chest, you also take a longer break in between. And what that do is it allow you to put your all right back into it on them heavy, big muscle areas. All right, that's set two. So just recap. We did the military presses to get the overall shoulder muscle. For the military, we went with the rear. Now we're going with the sides. Of course, I could do the bent over laterals for the rear to show you guys, but we did that in the previous videos. You're gonna always see me doing side laterals on the chest day regardless, but the bend overs, you already seen that in a previous video, so y'all know what to do. And I also promise you guys to show y'all something for traps to do. So let's go ahead and knock off this this last lateral raise. Remember, I don't really count reps, I count sets. So I can always go past, give myself a limit. All right, we're about to go ahead and set up something to do some traps. Right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start off with some dumbbell, goddamn tripod. Y'all thought it was the end of the world, huh? Beat up ass tripod. I'm too cheap to buy another one. Anyway, we're gonna start off with dumbbell. You know, you gotta do the raise, the shoulder raises. Now, what I like to do, I like to go straight up with a little pause, and then I start rolling them back after I do so many sets with a pause, and then I roll them forward. So when you see the things changing, and what that's doing is when you roll forward, it's digging deep in the lower lats to where you have that thick tie-in in your back. And then when you go like this, it's giving you that thickness all up in here. When you go straight up, of course, that's the top part. So those are the three dimensions that I'm quite sure nobody on YouTube, no one ever told you guys that. And I've been doing that, oh shit, from the age of maybe 14 all the way up until I was like 27 or something like that. Then I just got tired of doing shoulders because they grew, they never left. So, well, traps, because my traps grew and they never left. So I know for a fact nobody showed you guys, or no one ever mentioned that. I learned that at an early age, trying so many different things. All right. Starting off with the bow flex, we got 52.5. You don't need too much weight to get it done. Y'all see I went through all 3 motions, and I ended back up with the same motion to come straight up. The only way you know you maximize it is when you try to come back and go straight up, and you could barely do a short count of like maybe 2 or 3. And if you can go through the motion and come back and still banging them out, you're not doing enough with the rolling to the rear and enough with the rolling to the front. So what you do is 3 sets of that. Keep all of those movements intact. I'm gonna go through one more with you guys, and that's it. It's a burrito, it's a wrap, because like I said, I don't do traps, so there's no need for me to do any more traps. I like to keep my body proportioned. A lot of people's out there like, Mac, you don't have legs. Clearly, y'all don't follow my Instagram to actually see that Mac truck have legs. And those that say that is idiots, because I just turned pro not too long ago. And it was some guys on stage with some pretty big legs, so if I didn't have legs, there's no way I would have turned pro. You know, but it all comes with people still keep lighting the flame to that whole bull crap with Rich Piana crap that's clearly about to be going on 4 years. You know, they keep lighting the fuse. You have folks like Generation Iron, how they're titling their stuff secretly. They know they don't like Mac Truck. Then you got Dave from Rxmuscle, thought he was my friend. Clearly not. He tried to label me as a snitch, want me to be a snitch and all of this shit. Those type of people that secretly acting like they like you, but they only doing that to keep views for themselves. You know, I'm learning more and more to not do business with those type of people. You know, I'm only focused on an outlet like Jay Cutler TV, Mike Rashid, Mark Loveliner, Screen Cartel. Just a small handful who I'm gonna actually be on their channels and film with. Can't wait to do something with Chris Jones. We talked about it a few times. We just never put a play in motion. But all these other outlets like Generation Iron and Rxmuscle, I could care less on being on their channel, you know, because they're trying to use me as a show pony, because they know I'm the only one that's willing to say the things that everyone else is afraid to say. And then the titles that they choosing to use is putting it out there as I'm talking shit about people, when I'm not talking shit about anyone. And then it's like, I don't care, because who's gonna really approach me to have a problem with whatever I say? No one. You know, because let's be honest, I could make it extremely bad for anybody in fitness if that's what I was trying to be on, but people are just trying to paint that picture like that's the bullshit that I'm on, when I can really make it extremely unpleasant for everyone in the whole fitness community. Anybody on YouTube, I can make it extremely, anybody in the fitness arena on YouTube and all that, I can make it extremely uncomfortable for them. You know, but I choose to always stay true to myself. And regardless on how much negative stuff they trying to paint on the kid, I still be me. Anywho, let's knock out this last set. Now when you do these, make sure that you take 25-second break in between doing them. Don't take a long time like I did. I just had to put that out there. And let's get to it. So we're going straight up. For those of you that's counters, just try to do 12 straight up, 10 around frontwards, 8 around backwards. Just frontwards. This backwards. Right. Always clean up your workout area. Don't be one of those guys in the gym that never cleaned up after yourself. Always straighten up your area. Always. So Anywho, it's a People's Champ. Gave it to y'all gun barrel straight. That was raw and uncut. No filter. We just came in. We just killed shoulders. We did the whole 4 heads on the shoulders. We did side, front, rear, and traps. So we did all the heads on shoulders. I hope this video can help a lot of you guys out there. And those of you who it can't help, keep on rocking out. You know what I'm saying? Because apparently you got it all figured out. Anywho, I'll holler at y'all later. Keep.